Yeah, well, you, yeah. Yo, let me tell you like this. Fuck 'em. Hey, shout it.
Hey YouTube, it's Kaya back at it again with another YouTube video, and today is going to be an unpopular opinions video. I actually got this idea from Nijay at Naya. I've never made a video like this before, I don't think. So, you know, first time for everything. So, we're just going to hop straight into the video. So, I'm going to start off with a heavy hitter, okay? We're going to do Krishan and Blueface first. First topic. So, honestly, I could really sit here and talk about them all day, but we don't got time for that. So, I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. Honestly, I hate the fact that everybody tries to push this ideology that one of them is the problem, when in all reality it is both of them. I see ways in which both of them are extremely wrong, and it's the fact that people try to point fingers at, ugh, he's such a saint for dealing with her, or ugh, she deserves so much better and he just treats her like shit, which is not a lie, but it's not that simple. Like, it's literally not that simple. In my opinion, I feel like they have two completely different personalities, and I feel like he also feeds off her personality. Like, she's a very dependent, clingy person, and emotional, super emotional, and he is nonchalant and he's intentional. Everything Blueface does, I feel like on the media, is so intentional. The way he talks to her, the way he used to post her, embarrassing her, like the shit he does on purpose to make himself look better. And I thought it was funny in the Shark Tank interview where Krishan was trying to make it very clear that she did not hit him first when they had the fight with the glass, and he kept ignoring that. I'm like, that's that intentional shit. He knew what he was doing. And then, ironically, a couple minutes later, my bitch get dragged out of the interview. Like, he'll do things that he knows is gonna trigger her, and he doesn't care, because he can just sit back and laugh and be like, y'all see what I deal with? How is that funny? If you saw the Shark Tank interview, you know they were being weird. Like, it was like the whole center of the interview was about how Krishan was the problem, and I did not like that. They found all the ways to be like, okay, well, why are you doing this to him, and why are you doing this to him, and not talking about what he did to her in order to cause that reaction. If you saw the interview, bro, you know what I'm talking about. It's just the way they was picking and choosing, and they like, it's like everybody was against her. And it was crazy to me that the female in the room was side with the niggas. It's different when you're arguing a side that is justified, and then it's different when you're arguing a side because you're picking favorites, or because they happen to be the same gender as you. Because that's all it comes down to. Sharp was only acting like Blueface was in the right because he's a man. So you're trying to see it from a man perspective. And that's my problem when it comes to situations like this. Stop looking at it as a, oh, I'm looking at it from a female perspective. Or, oh, I'm looking at it from a, look at it from a human perspective, a fucking person. Like, why are we doing gender roles here? Like, that shit makes me so mad. Like, hold people accountable for what they do. Gender should not be playing a factor in the fact that, oh yeah, well, she called him a beast, so that's intimidating to his manhood. What? I think that shit is mad corny. But like I said, I don't want to talk about them all day. I fuck around, and they need a whole separate video. So I'm gonna move on to the next topic. But basically, my unpopular opinion is that they're both a problem, and people try to paint it out to be it's one or the other. It's both of them. But Blueface is extremely manipulative, and nobody ever talks about that. Like, he sets her up to say shit that's gonna make herself look bad. Like, pay attention and you'll see it all the time. The questions he asks her, like, he'll do that shit in a room full of people, make her look like a child. But hey. Okay, so the next topic we're going to talk about is the TikTok heating thing. So apparently, this comes as no surprise to anybody, but people on TikTok, the people that work at TikTok, have the ability to push certain videos, which also implies, in my opinion, that they can also suppress other videos, which, duh, like, we knew that. Honestly, I feel like at this point, I don't know, I'm starting to look at it like, bro, this is the world we live in. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid. If we have a lot of people out here who have unfair advantages, and there's a lot of people who have a lot of disadvantages that are out of their control. Okay. y'all not gonna like me for this. Y'all not gonna like me for this. But I want to talk about the era right now where everybody wants to start a business and become a content creator. This is very controversial in my opinion, because social media is a career like any other career. And in order to successfully have a career, you have to put in work. And I feel like you need to be passionate about what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people want to go into doing social media and starting a business just for the money aspect or the fame aspect of it. And it's like, that's not enough. What I don't think people understand is everybody's not entertaining. Like, everybody does not have the capabilities to entertain people. Like, some of y'all are boring, and I might be included in that list. I'm not even gonna cap to you, but I don't give a fuck. I do this shit for real. But no, like, seriously, I feel like everybody wants to be a content creator right now, just because it's a trend and, you know, it's nice to think, oh, what if I was famous? But I feel like it goes way deeper than that. Like, you have to have passion behind this. This has to be something you're really, like, dedicated to. Like, this is not easy. Being consistent is not easy. You're gonna get discouraged by the views and all types of stuff. If this isn't what you really want, you're gonna give up. I hate there's this new wave right now where, like, people see somebody else do it, so they feel like they have to do it. No. You'll see somebody who has a different sense of style, and somebody doesn't like it, and they're in the comments like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. Nobody said we had to do it. Have your own mind. Like, people are so, like, they like individualism right now. Like, the world is, everybody wants to be the same. I don't know about y'all, but not me. I'm sorry, no. I just feel like everybody thinks that they're the exception, and that's just not always the case. Like, honestly, in this world, the way our world is set up, everybody is not going to succeed. And it sucks to say, but that's how it is. And some of us have to work harder than other people to just stay above water. And I feel like people need to be mindful of that. And it's like, if you want to be able to be an exception, you have to work 10 times harder sometimes. And everybody's not willing to do that. Everybody doesn't have that in them. So, like, everybody acting like they do is like, come on now. Let's be realistic. Like, it didn't where everybody want to be a content creator. Like, what just happened? All y'all just wanted to be nail techs and hairstylists. It's like, we switch careers by the day. It's crazy. Okay, so next I want to talk about this stupid braid versus wigs debate. Okay, so for one, I have noticed that people do not like when you have insecurities that pertain to things like your hair texture, your skin tone, and stuff like that. They don't like that. And I feel like it's because they feel personally targeted by it, and I don't understand why. I have not, but if I have gotten bullied for being the color that I am my entire life, and I start to dislike it, I'm not just gonna randomly like it because somebody on the internet told me it looked good. Like, does that make sense? I hate the fact that y'all try to bully people. Like, if I'm being honest, a lot of girls right now don't feel comfortable wearing anything other than wigs because that's what people pushed on them. People made it seem like you just look better in wigs. Like, this is coming from a person who has worn weave for a very long time. I get more attention and more compliments and more whatever when I am wearing wigs and stuff like that. So if my mindset were to become, okay, I only feel pretty in wigs because people only validate me in that, how are you gonna be mad at me for that? Like, you get what I'm saying? I don't understand that. It's not people's fault that they have these insecurities when other people are pushing those insecurities onto them. And y'all get mad at them being like, ugh, love yourself. Okay, I think the problem is when they project it onto other people. The problem becomes when you say, oh, you shouldn't do that. You should, okay, I don't have no right to speak with nobody else. Like, I'll see a girl talking about how she don't like her 4C hair, and the comments be telling her to, like, stand up. And it's like, girl, maybe she's trying to. Like, damn. Like, if people make you feel like something about you is not acceptable, it's not going to just become easy to accept because some stranger on the internet told you to. And I think people need to understand that. Like, people are so not understanding about things until it pertains to them. Like, they don't know how to ever put themselves in nobody else's shoes, and I hate that for them. Okay. Now, this ties into the next one. I'm going to talk about how y'all try to live through other people. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about the people it applies to. So if it don't apply, let it fly. But for example, there's a girl on TikTok named Cora Tilly. She dated this guy named Christian, whatever. They on TikTok calling him She Bam Me. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I don't know. But basically, she keep going back to this dude who keeps publicly dogging her and making her look stupid on the internet, right? First of all, oh my God. I hate when people bash people for being dumb in relationships when they are being dumb in their own relationships. Like, why is it, what's the saying? The pot calling the kettle black or something like that? Like, what? You be getting cheated on by your nigga every other weekend. And you're talking about another girl because she took him back when you're laid up with a cheater. You're doing the same thing. Like, bitch, what? Oh my gosh. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying what she's doing is valid or like she's not being stupid, because okay, cool, but it's easy to say that from the outside looking in, and then it's crazy when it's coming from a hypocrite. Like, people want redos in life. Like, when somebody regrets something that they do, they look at the next person in the same situation and they want to be like, okay, well, I want them to do better because I couldn't do better. But them doing better ain't gonna fix nothing that happened to you. Just because you have matured and experienced things doesn't mean the next person is gonna get it just because you said it. Stop trying to live through other people. Like, that's y'all's problem. Like, just people be too invested in somebody else's life. I find that stuff entertaining. I will say that. Like, seeing what goes on in other people's lives is entertaining. But there are levels when it comes to putting your input into that. Like, you don't have a say-so in everything other people do. Like, you just don't. Okay, so next we're gonna talk about the Miel drama. I'm not even gonna talk about the creator and her and the formula possibly changing and none of that. I'm gonna talk about how the people, the consumers, reacted to the brand going viral. I hate, and this is really solely addressed to the people who did it, but I hate a lot of white people's sense of entitlement when it comes to things, specifically on TikTok. So it's like, okay, boom, don't get me wrong, black people do not own everything. Nobody ever said that. But I feel like if you see a product specifically targeted at black people, and black people are telling you, hey, we'd appreciate it if you didn't use this product, why is there so much backlash? And I feel like it's because they think that we're just trying to be like, oh, haha, you can't have this, it's ours. Kind of like how they like to play with the N-word like that, but it's really not. I feel like white people have a million brands that work for their hair, right? Then you have this black person over here who has been for years struggling to find a product that really works for her hair. She finally finds one, has been using it, has been consistent with it, and then white people find it. And now she can't even buy it no more. Like, y'all get what I'm saying? It's like y'all have 20 million other products to use. Why do we have to, like, do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, why? Like, I just feel like it's not that deep. It's not that deep to where it has to be this whole argument and they have to act so entitled about it. Like, honestly, if you want to buy it, can't nobody tell you what to do with your money. But it's the way they act about it. It's like so disrespectful, honestly. Like, I don't care whether you buy it or not at this point, you know what I'm saying? But it's just the way they act towards things that we say. Like, if we have a problem with something, they're so aggressive with their responses. Like, damn. Secret animosity. Oh my god, my next unpopular opinion is that people do not hold people accountable when they are attractive. Like Malu Trevejo, right? I don't have an accent, so I ain't say her name right, but Malu Trevejo, oh my gosh, this girl has gotten canceled 60 million times. 60 million times. And she gets back popping again because she's pretty. Being pretty is not enough, and I need people to understand that. Like, this girl has done so many, like, negative things just in general, and now she's getting, like, sued or something for the way she was treating her employees, and it's like, okay, I'm not surprised. But it's like, y'all don't know how to cancel people and leave them canceled when they're attractive. Like, oh my goodness, it's they get canceled and come back like nothing happens. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is somebody having trauma does not invalidate your trauma. We can both have trauma. Like, what be wrong with y'all? Like, you could have a skinny person talking about their struggle with being skinny, and you will have somebody in the comment section who is bigger than them being like, okay, well, you don't get it because you're skinny and you're lucky and you're the beauty standard. And it's like, oh my gosh. Now, don't get me wrong, I do honestly believe that being bigger is way worse than being skinny, but also people have to realize there are different levels of both of those things. Basically, you get the point. I'm just saying, just because you went through something don't mean that they didn't go through something too. Like, what the hell? There'll be somebody who didn't grow up with their dad in their life, and then you talk about having a bad relationship with your dad, and they be like, well, at least you have your dad. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, literally, what are you talking about? Like, that is so irritating. Like, everything is not a competition, and that's people's problem. Like, they want everything to be a competition. Okay, the next thing I want to talk. Okay, the last point of the day is that y'all don't take mental health seriously until people are gone, and that makes me so mad. Like, everything is a joke until somebody not alive no more. Like, y'all will bully people to the ground and then be so surprised when something happened to them. Or my thing too is somebody doesn't have to off themselves to be feeling some type of way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could be bullying somebody or talking about somebody, and it could be really hurting them internally. And just because they're not taking that extreme step does not mean that they're not going through hell. And I don't know, I think that's like fucked up, because I'll see comment sections of people literally bullying people. If the tables were to turn and that person were to do something to hurt themselves, everybody would feel so bad and everybody would be so, it's like, bro, what? No. Like, I really get upset when I find out people passed away and it's on social media or they were like influencers, because I know there's gonna be so much fake support, and it's like, bro, y'all don't care about people until they're gone, and that makes me so mad. I be saying this all the time. If I die, I don't want to, well, I'm not going to see it, but my best friend already know, no fake shit. Like, if you didn't fuck with me, you didn't fuck with me. I feel like death, first of all, death does not make people saints, okay? So if you didn't fuck with somebody before they died, just because they died don't mean you have to fuck with them. Like, that shit's weird. But I feel like when death happens, people like to switch all the time, and it'll be somebody they never talked to, never checked up on. That was my ride or die. We just talked last week. I miss you so much. I wish you would have called me. If they would have called you, what would have happened? What would you have done? Fucking nothing. That person's gone. You know what I'm saying? It's so sad. But then it's also like, damn, they can't even see all the fake love they get right now. Like, but yeah, that's my unpopular opinions video. It was kind of all over the place because I'm an all over the place person. That's just me. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at KaiyaLe'Ché. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Get them panties wet. Yeah. Let go. Fuck that nigga, let me hit your spot. You know when I'm in it, this shit don't stop. Now we all up in the